Hi, I'm Sally. I'm Nene. Do you want a treat?
Once upon a time, a girl named Sally loved ice cream.
That's me!
Chocolate chip fudge with whipped cream streams.
Yum!
When she's old enough, Sally opens up a store. Basically, I'm saying Sally was a little Sally's ice cream.
Oh my, what do you say about me?
Sally's ice cream. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Lenny coming at you from my podcast, F It, where I talk about whatever the F I want because it's my podcast and not yours. And this is a whole new episode of the podcast, and today is going to be a special one. Why? Because we are doing things a little bit differently now. So, before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit something of Lenny's likes. This is where Lenny, that's I, tell you all my little likes for the week. And if you want to join in, that's cool. And if you don't, screw you. All right, let's get into it to Lenny's likes. So, first like, okay, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to talk about Stray Kids again. I'm sorry, I am a K-pop fan. Do not come for me, okay? But I love Stray Kids so much. They are so talented. They are so loving. They're just one of the nicest people in the world. Have I ever been to one of their performances? No, but honestly, I don't need to know how wonderful they are. And speaking of wonderful people, we have Felix going over to, I want to say, Laos, helping children in need and spending his downtime to do this. Like he could have gone home or something, but he chose the time to take care of children and everything like that. So just hats off to Felix. Hats off to all the members of Stray Kids. They are just, they're like role models that I wouldn't mind people looking up to and everything like that. So hats off to you guys. Another little bit of Lenny's light. What am I liking right now too? I'm really liking this new found anime culture. So I joined this club called Blerd. It's this club for black nerds. Basically, they have a group chats, they have discords, and basically you can talk about anything from anime to cartoons, Marvel, DC, and even comic book store stuff. Like you have everybody talking about Monster High, Bratz, cosplay. It's really inclusive, it's really fun, and I encourage anybody who is a black nerd or a blerd to join in, especially if you're trying to look for some friends and your own style and stuff like that and your own liking, especially if you go to college or if you go out of state college. I think it's a good thing to join. So you can follow them on Instagram. That's New Blerd Order. I want to say I'll put their Instagram in the description box below. But that's all for Lenny's little likes. I'll have more, I promise. But today is a special video because today we're live. Yes, I am currently on live on TikTok. You can follow me on TikTok at Lenny the Rapper. And we are currently live. I'm with the people, and what we're going to do is that the people are going to get an unedited version of the podcast, and then I'll have conversations with them, and they will let me know what topics they want me to talk about either during the podcast or the next episode. So if you want to be part of the live family, follow me on TikTok. I'll put that in the description box below as well. But, let's just get into it. Yeah. So this is a special episode because, as you know, Valentine's Day is approaching. And I want to talk about Valentine's Day as a single person. Yes, I'm single, even though I'm one of the baddest bees in the whole fucking planet. But, a girl needs her space. A girl needs her space. But yes, so I am single. Valentine's Day is coming up. And let's just say that my social media has been going crazy. There's this new trend on TikTok that's been going on lately where it'll be like girls or guys who have partners. They'll be like, my partner didn't ask me to be my Valentine, so y'all can have him. He's free 99, this, that, and the third. And I find it funny, but I also find it crazy because they've been doing this since mid/late January. And with me, it's like, isn't the point of Valentine's Day is to be asked to be your Valentine on Valentine's Day? Like, I thought that was the practice, or I thought that was the thing, you know what I mean? Like, I thought you had to be asked to be your Valentine on Valentine's Day. So that's why it's like special and shit like that. But you know, people want to rush things. People want to be funny and shit like that. And it is a funny trend. It really is. But I feel like some people actually take Valentine's Day really seriously with their partners. Now, granted, Valentine's Day is a perfect day for you to really spoil and show your love and appreciation for your partner. And I encourage people to do that. But when people take it so seriously to the point where it stresses them out, I feel like, you know, you need to take a breath, really appreciate how long or how youthful or how loving the relationship already is of its growth or its potential to growth and everything like that. So love and relationships and Valentine's Day, it's never been, I'm not going to say it's like my least favorite holiday, but it's like my least tripped on holiday because I'm so used to being by myself. But I've had some good Valentine's Day. I will say my father, he's always been like, "Will you be my Valentine?" I'll be like, "Thanks, Dad." So to all the people who have fathers or parents like that who they'll be your Valentine's Day and you appreciate it, you know, I find that very cool. I know a lot of kids would be like, "Ugh, yeah, my parents were my Valentine's Day." But at the end of the day, they're your parents, but they're also people. And these people do not have to, you know, do it. You know what I mean? Like these people do not have to buy you chocolates. They do not have to buy you cars. They do not have to like take you to dinner. Like your parents don't have to do that, but they still do because they know that it is important to be told how much you are loved and shit like that. So shout out to all the parents who be having their kids as their Valentine's Day. Y'all are doing great. Shout out to my dad because he be doing it too and I love it. But yeah, so we are going to talk about relationships. No, this is not a lovey dovey episode. So sorry, but this is for the single ladies in the back. So, this is for the single ladies or the single fellas or anybody who's single. This episode is for y'all. And we are going to talk about relationships. So, even though I am single, I was part of a really serious relationship. Couple of years ago and everything like that. So I was in a relationship some time ago and it was a really serious relationship, but it was so much fun. It was filled with love, but you know, all good things come to an end and we're going to talk about it. So, quick little history about me. I've never had good relationships when it comes to guys, even though I'm young. So it's like, well, what are you expecting? You know what I mean? Like, I'm only 19. So I never really had good connections with guys because that's who I've been mainly dating. And in high school, it was really bad. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, but I had two high school relationships and they both ended catastrophically. Like, it was not good. And all I can say is that crying was a normal thing when it came to those type of relationships. You know what I mean? So when I got into college, my freshman year, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to be on this whole shit. Like, not whole shit, but, you know, on the single shit type shit like that. Like, I was really feeling myself. And I was living that life for a good couple of weeks because, you know, freedom and stuff like that. I'm in college. Freedom! But, when it comes to freedom and comes to experimenting, I can kind of go overboard as a person. I always like to say I want to do everything, but I don't have good patience, so I try to do everything at the same time, and I don't know how to pace myself. And that's my Achilles heel, and that's what kind of put me into the serious relationship in the first place. So, I was hanging out and I was playing pool and I met this person and they were really nice, they were really fun. We started talking and I was like, you know, I just came off a relationship. Like literally the day I stopped talking to my ex is the day I met my latest ex, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? But we started talking, we started getting to know each other, and I really started to enjoy their company. And it even got to the point where we would stay up literally, and I'm not even kidding, we would stay up till like 2 a.m. and we would just be outside talking, laughing, listening to music. And it was so much fun. Like, I loved being around this person. Their energy was just fantastic. So, I was like, they liked me. I liked them. I was getting the my feet were kicking, you know what I mean? Like, you ever been on the bed, you saw that crush on TikTok, you're like your feet be kicking and shit like that. That's what I was doing. I was feet kicking whenever it came to thinking about them. And we just started texting every day. So it came to the point where I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind being in a relationship with you. And they were like, I wouldn't mind being in a relationship with you either. So we decided to still get to know each other for at least 2 or 3 months because I didn't want to rush into things. And, long story short, dating. So we're dating, everything's fine, everything's poppy squat, you know what I mean? Everything's cutesy, kawaii type shit. So it's all, love train, love boat, lovey dovey dovey dovey, all along. And then bullshit happens. A lot of shit happened to me during my school year. I had to switch from on campus to off campus dormings. I wasn't doing good in my classes. I felt like I wasn't making no friends in the clubs that I've joined. I was stressing out. I wasn't doing my work. I was just tripping all over. I was putting my focus into the wrong things. And I was trying to be a superwoman and try to do it all, but I just didn't realize that I couldn't do it all. And that's what led me to fail, or just go through so much bullshit. And because of that, my partner, they had to stand by me. They didn't have to, but they stood by me, which was really awesome. And that just kind of put us into more serious situations. Like, the more serious situations you're put into, the closer, it's not like a trauma bond, but it's like y'all, it forced us to get closer to each other and shit like that. So, and of course most of the problems were coming from me, so I felt like a fucking burden. I just felt like such a problem causer, and it just didn't feel right. And that's when the self-sabotage got me. That's when the bad thoughts, the not so good elves, the devils on my shoulder started to trickle into the back of my mind. And I'm not trying to get like too nitty gritty into the story because it's not just my business, it's also their business. So I'm really trying to keep it on my side of the lane. So a whole year goes past. We're getting through some shit. We're going through shit mainly caused by me. We're going through shit that, by them and shit like that. But let me just tell you, it didn't matter because I was so in love with them. Like, I never thought I could love a person like this so hard. Like, this was my first love. Like, this was my first romantic love. They took me on dates, they bought me gifts, they made me feel special, they supported me when I was making music, they supported me when I was on my modeling team and everything like that. Like, they were the best person. They are the most beautiful person, and I wish them nothing but success. That's how deep I was in. But it's like when you're in love, but you also have bad thoughts happening in your little teeny brain, it's like every time you have a good thought, the bad thoughts comes in and it'll contradict. So then you're just in a web of bullshit and bad thoughts and negativity and worrying. It's just a constant overthinking. So as time goes on, I kept on questioning myself in this relationship because I honestly didn't believe that I deserved it. I thought I didn't deserve to be loved. I didn't thought I deserved to be, romantic towards. I thought I just didn't deserve to have a good relationship because I was so used to being in toxic relationships, and I was on the mindset of this is too good to be true. And I want to let the people know that if you're in that mindset, that it is okay. It's not weird to be in that mindset. I was in that mindset. The only reason why I got out of that mindset is because I had friends, I had family to help me. And, I kind of looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, damn, girl, you need to get off this bullshit. So yeah, so I was just on that mindset that I just didn't deserve happiness. And if you're in that mindset, it's okay. You do deserve happiness. You do deserve to be loved. Everybody deserves to be loved, but it is understandable to be in that mindset when you've been through so much toxic bullshit, and then you finally get a taste of actual like love. You're gonna think it's gonna taste like the forbidden fruit. I'm gonna say it. Love for the first time tastes like the forbidden fruit. You don't know if you deserve it or not. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it felt to me when I was in my first ever healthy and real relationship. And honestly, when I look at that relationship now, I just see it as a lesson and as growth, as a mindset. And of course, at the end of the day, people got hurt, feelings got, hurt and shit like that. But that's when I just try to remind myself of the positive things, the things that I've learned, the things that I was able to experience with that relationship. And I just appreciate everything that I went through and that we went through, and everything that I'm going to go through now with this new lesson, this new mindset that I have. I really feel the growth in my heart and my brain and my body. Like, I feel the growth. So, anyway, so we been dating almost a year now. It was coming on our anniversary, and once again, not going to go into the nitty gritty, but I fucked up. My inner saboteur won the battle, and I had to drop the relationship. And I tell people about this, like, whenever they ask, like, oh, did you, like, oh, what happened? What broke it up? I was like, oh, yeah, I did some bullshit, so I broke it off and everything like that. And they were like, wow. People were actually surprised that I admitted to it, or like I was so open about it, or so casual. And my thing is, I can understand why it's surprising, because so many people out here, like if you see on TikTok, there are so many people out here who are like, it's okay to be a bad person. It's okay to do this. It's okay to like cheat or whatever type shit. And so I know it's going to be rare when somebody's like, yeah, I did something wrong, so I broke it off. I think that's what that got them. I did something wrong and I broke it off. But my thing is, like, I don't want to be, I've been in toxic ass relationships where my partner has done something that they have wronged me in a certain way, but they still kept on the relationship. And even though they were like trying, quote unquote, even though they really weren't, at the end of the day, I was still suffering. At the end of the day, I was still crying. At the end of the day, I was the one, hurt. And even though they might have moved on from it, I didn't. It was always in the back of my mind. It was always like on my brain. So I know what that feels like. So why would I cause it to the other person? You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't want that. I just didn't want to continue the patterns. I did not want to be my creator type shit, So I was just like, you know what? Obviously, I am not ready to be in a serious committed relationship. I thought I was, but I'm not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude myself. I'm going to set you free, because obviously I need growth. Something needs to change inside me. And I told them this. I told them it's not them, even though it sounded like, oh, it's not me. Oh, it's not you, it's me type shit. It did sound like that, but I was serious. It really wasn't them. Like I said, they were beautiful person. They were the most beautiful person I've ever met. I wish them nothing but success. And honestly, it's just not everything lasts, and I'm not upset. Of course I was crying my eyes out, but we heal, we move on, we grow type shit. We grow. So I let them go. They understood, and I told them, I don't know how long this growth of mine is going to take. Like, I don't know how it's going to last. So I advise you not to wait for me. I told them this to their face. I advise them not to wait for me. I'm like, look, if you see a person down the road and you're like feeling them and shit like that, go to them. Put action on them. Do not wait for me type shit. Because, I let you go, and I'm not going to text you, because I think that's wrong. Like, why would I break up with you and then try to text you and be your bestie? Like, hey, how's it going? Like, no, that's like fucking hanging a turkey, like, in front of a hyena that's in a cage. Like, that's not right. So I told them, I'm like, if we ever have a conversation, it's strictly going to be it's strictly up to you. You have to text me first. And they try to, but we haven't talked in a while, and I'm totally fine with that. I wish them nothing but success and shit. But yeah, first time relationships are not always the high school lovers. They're really not. And that's okay, because I wasn't expecting to be like the high school, or the rom-com, like first time forever type shit. I wasn't expecting it. But what I did learn is that I learned that I am worthy of love. I can be pretty. When you see those romantic TV shows, and you see the girl comes out of the dresser with, not the dresser, like the dressing room with a pretty dress, and um the dude looks at her, or like the girl looks at her, and then their eyes glow up, and then you hear the songs and shit like that. I had that moment. Sorry if it's loud, but I had that moment. You know what I mean? That was me. I had that moment. I was the pretty girl who came out of the dressing room, and my partner's eyes, they lit up. That was me. I experienced that, and that's when I realized that I can have that. I deserve to have that. You know, like, I want that. Now that I had it, I want it. And it's going to be part of the criteria. And I want the people who are going through hardships, or are going through a hard time being single right now, or who thinks that they don't deserve to have their um cringy romantic scene in the store or whatever. You deserve cringy romantic scenes. Everybody, like, a lot of the people deserve that. You deserve to be seen with eyes that lit up the moment you put on something sparkly. That's what you deserve. That's what I deserve. That's what I experience. That's what everybody experience. What also I also learned that people are like, "Oh, relationships are so hard because you have to sacrifice, you have to do this, you have to do that." Relationships are hard, but at the same time they're not. You know, of course I had to sacrifice, like, my time, my energy, this, that. But you know what the crazy thing is? This is the crazy thing. I wanted to. I wanted to sacrifice my time. I wanted to sacrifice my energy. I wanted to sacrifice my phone battery and text them and FaceTime them. Like, whenever something good happened, who's going to be the first person that I'm going to text or call? Them. Like, you should want to sacrifice a little bit of yourself to them because you love them. You want to be with them. That's what a relationship is. Wanting to sacrifice, not like sacrifice, like give up your whole life, but just like little things. Like, people expect, like, oh yeah, all these little things are going to pile up. No, they're not. It's not like tedious chores. The more you sacrifice the little things, you're going to be okay with, because this is a person that you love. You know what I mean? But and it's also like, and the thing is, like, when you're so in love, you want to do this. Like, they wanted to buy me stuff. They didn't have to. I wanted to buy them stuff. I didn't have to. I, spent money. I spent my time. I spent the mileage. I spent on the Uber. I spent it on the food. I did all this because I loved them, and they loved me, and we wanted to show it, and that's how we showed each other how much we loved them. We got each other gifts. We said each other to their face every day. You know, that's what it is. And once I realized that's what I could have, and more, even more, I could have that and so much more in a relationship. That's what I'm looking for in my future relationships with anybody who I'm going to date. Even though I'm not dating right now, currently living that single life, party girl, party in the USA type shit. Wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy type shit. So, that's it for me. But yeah, Valentine's Day for me, it's just another day. Honestly, it's honestly a cheat day, because when I tell you I'm going to buy two heart box chocolates, I'm going to buy two heart box chocolates, and you cannot stop me. You won't be able to stop me. But I do wish everybody else a good Valentine's Day. I wish everybody and their partners a good Valentine's Day. And everybody on the live, happy Valentine's Day. Because, obviously. Or if you want me to go on live on Valentine's Day, and y'all can have a sneak peek podcast or type shit, let me know. But yeah, so relationships are hard, and obviously I'm not going to talk like I know everything, cuz I don't. I'm 19. I don't know everything, and I'm not going to try to act like I do. Um but I will say that I do love to share the knowledge that I've learned from life lessons. I love to share lessons that I've learned from people who I've lived with and shit like that. Like, I just love sharing what I know. But it's not like I want to show off my intelligence. I want to share so that if I get something wrong, or if I make a mistake, I want people to be comfortable enough to tell me. You know what I mean? So I just love to share, and I love to communicate with the people, and I want the people to communicate back with me. This is kind of a short podcast. So that is it, fans. For FF fans, thank you for coming to the podcast. If you have any comments or things to say or any topics you want me to talk about, please make sure to like and comment them down below. Make sure to follow me on all social medias. Make sure to follow Blerd on all social medias. Tell me what you've learned from your serious relationships, and I really want to get to know. But yeah, that's everything. New episodes of FFed every Tuesday, and who knows, I might be able to give you some more surprises. But until then, see you later, and next time, and make sure you come to the live so you can get the unedited versions of the podcast, and I can talk to you personally, and who knows, I might even invite some people to the live. But anyway, bye!
Thanks for coming down to Sally's little store. You ain't done yet, well you can always get some more. Don't be fooled 'cause she